In a dark corner of a basement, a black widow, one of the most feared spiders on the planet, is gently plucking the strands of her own web, homing in on something that just triggered it. She rushes toward it. But waiting at the other end of that thread isn't a moth or a fly. It's something spindly, long-legged, and so fragile-looking you'd think a strong breath could knock it over. Seconds later, the most dangerous hunter in your house is the one wrapped in silk, motionless, at the mercy of the very creature you've been sweeping off your ceiling corners for years. And here's the strangest part. That's not even the only misunderstood creature going by the name Daddy Longlegs. Almost everyone grows up with the same story. Daddy Longlegs are the most venomous creature on Earth, and the only reason they've never killed anyone is that their fangs are too short to break human skin. You probably heard it first on a playground, or from a friend who swore their venom could drop a cow. It's a great story, a world-ending killer trapped in a helpless body, which is exactly why it's been passed down for generations without anyone bothering to check it. Here's the problem. Almost none of it holds up, and the name Daddy Longlegs has actually been doing double duty this whole time, pointing at two completely different animals, one of which isn't even a spider. The first is the one you've probably seen in the garden, on tree bark, or picking its way through tall grass, a tiny, oval, single-piece body balanced on 8 legs, many times its own length. This is the true Daddy Longlegs, the Harvestman. And even though you've called it a spider your entire life, it isn't one. Its relationship to actual spiders is about as close as a bat's relationship to a bird. A spider's body is always split into 2 distinct sections. A Harvestman's body is one smooth, undivided piece, no waste at all. Here's the detail that tends to stop people mid-scroll. Harvestmen breathe through their legs. Their spiracles sit at the base of the 4th pair of legs, not on the body like almost everything else. That unusual setup is exactly why, when a predator grabs a leg, the severed leg keeps twitching on the ground on its own. A perfect decoy that buys the Harvestmen time to escape while the predator is distracted, watching the leg jerk around. And this isn't a recent evolutionary trick either. Amber fossils show this same body plan barely changed for roughly 400 million years, around since long before dinosaurs walked the earth. Most important for the myth we're busting, Harvestmen have no venom glands, none at all. No fangs to inject anything with in the first place. At night, they quietly work their way across your yard, eating decaying leaves, fungus, dead insects, and insect eggs, a silent ecological cleanup crew. If your yard has a lot of Harvestmen, that's usually a sign of healthy soil, not something to worry about. Now step inside, the basement, under the stairs, a corner of the garage that hasn't been cleaned in a while. There's a different long-legged creature living there, and this time the body is clearly split into 2 segments, sitting in a messy web strung from the ceiling. This is the actual Daddy Longlegs spider, the Cellar spider, and it has everything the Harvestman doesn't: silk glands, venom glands, and real fangs. So, does the childhood story finally check out here? Most venomous spider on Earth, but can't bite a person? Not even close, just in a different way than you'd expect. In a well-documented on-camera test, a researcher let himself get bitten by a cellar spider on purpose. The result? Its fangs pierced human skin without much trouble at all, so the first half of the myth is dead wrong. But afterward, almost nothing happened. The sensation was described as a mild pinprick that faded within minutes. No swelling, no serious symptoms of any kind. Its venom is built to take down small insects. On mammals, including humans, it barely registers. But don't mistake the cellar spider for a lazy freeloader sitting in the corner. Every night, a genuine hunting drama can play out in your basement, and this fragile-looking spider is often the one who wins. One of its most famous prey items is the black widow, a spider carrying neurotoxic venom that everyone rightly respects. The cellar spider doesn't avoid her. It walks straight onto the black widow's own web, plucking the strands with its long legs to mimic struggling prey, a tactic called aggressive mimicry. The black widow feels the vibration, assumes it's an easy meal, and rushes in. That's when the trap springs. With a longer reach, the cellar spider keeps its distance and flings sticky silk over its opponent, while the black widow's shorter legs can't strike back fast enough. Within moments, one of the most feared predators around becomes prey, wrapped tight in silk. So here's where that leaves us. Harvestmen simply cannot harm you in any meaningful sense. No venom, no fangs, end of story. Cellar spiders technically can bite, but in practice almost never do. And even when they do, the reaction is a brief, minor irritation and nothing more. There are no serious cases on record in healthy adults. If you have a genuine allergy to insect venom in general, a little extra caution is reasonable. But for the vast majority of people, neither of these creatures is a real threat. The thing worth sitting with here isn't that these 2 creatures are harmless. It's that we carried around a false story about them for years, simply because it sounded plausible, dramatic, and easy to remember. Nobody who repeated the venomous daddy Longlegs myth did it out of malice. They just heard it from someone they trusted, the same way you're hearing the truth from this video right now. A strange silhouette and a confusing shared name did more work than any actual evidence ever did, turning two harmless, even genuinely useful, creatures into a fear that's stuck around for generations. If you spot a Harvestman in the yard, just leave it be. It's out there helping break down decaying matter and keeping the ecosystem balanced. If you find a cellar spider's messy web in a corner of your house, consider leaving it up a little longer. It may quietly be controlling mosquitoes, flies, ants, and even more dangerous spiders you didn't know were hiding nearby. If you'd still rather move them outside, a cup and a piece of paper is all you need. No spray, no shoe required. If this changed how you see these two long-legged regulars, this channel is for you. We're working through every corner of the backyard and the inside of your house, peeling back layer after layer of misunderstanding about nature's most unfairly judged creatures. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one, because next time we're covering something with an even worse reputation, a creature a lot of people are convinced will crawl into your ear while you sleep.